Hello and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be telling you my top 5 tips for calorie counting. So I've been calorie counting for a few months now. I actually used to do it a long time earlier when I was younger. I used to be 120 kilograms and now I weigh about 100. So I've used these tips myself to lose lots of weight. So I hope they can be very useful to you. So stick around, like and subscribe if you want to see more from me, and yeah, let's get started. So before we get into it, we need to discuss how many calories you should be eating per day, so you have a goal to aim for. So this is called your base metabolic rate, or your BMR. So if you Google calorie calculator, you can find out how to calculate this, and this will give you a number. And if you eat fewer calories than this, you will lose weight, and if you eat more calories than this, you will gain weight. So yeah, I'll link an online calculator down below so you can find out your BMR. All you need to do is put in your height, weight, and how much activity you do, and whether you're a girl or a boy, and then it will give you a number. So mine is about 2,700. So I need to eat that many calories to stay the same weight. So if I eat fewer than 2,700 calories, I'll lose weight. And if I eat more than that, I'll gain weight. So yeah, you need to find out what your BMR is first. Otherwise, you don't really have any sort of goal to aim for. Also, these calculators are not perfectly precise. So if you are following it and you're eating less than your BMR and your weight doesn't change, it's probably because the calculator wasn't perfectly accurate. And yeah, you would need to either increase your calorie goal or decrease it to get the results you want. Okay, so let's jump straight into tip number 1. Okay, so number 1 is liquid calories. So things which have 0 calories are obviously the best things to drink. So you could have things like tea or coffee or water. Most other drinks have far more calories than you think. So lots of people obviously enjoy Coke. And Coke actually has about 50 calories per 100 milliliters. So yeah, try to avoid Coke, soda, lemonade, whatever you like. And then also other bad things are orange juice and juices in general. These have loads and loads of sugar in them, and you'd think they would be better for you than Coke. I mean, they have lots more vitamins and stuff, but in terms of calories, they have about the same amount as Coke. So yeah, try to cut down on fruit juice and sodas. Those are the worst ones. So the good things are water, coffee, without any sugar or cream, obviously. So like black coffee and tea. Those are the drinks which have 0 calories. Okay, so number 2 is be careful when you're cooking with oil and butter, especially when you're frying things in them. So if you've ever watched Gordon Ramsay or Jamie Oliver on TV, they say add just a tiny dash of olive oil and then they glug it in for like 5 seconds.
Start off with just a touch of oil in there as it
Yeah, so oil and butter, these things are very, very calorie dense. So you want to use just a tiny amount. So if it says just a dash of olive oil or a dash of butter, just use that a tiny bit. Another tip is get one of these, get a non-stick pan. So this is good because you don't actually have to use any oil. Like when you're frying eggs, for example, you can just crack your egg in here, no oil, and then it will just come off straight away. But with these, make sure you never clean it with a metal brush, otherwise you will break it. And it will end up like this. This is the one which I have not looked after very well, and you can see all of the non-stickness has gone. So yeah, be careful if you buy these, they're quite expensive, but yeah, look after it well and you will be able to save yourself some calories. So number 3 is be careful with the serving sizes. So if you buy, I don't know, a tin of baked beans, for example, if you look on the back, it will say some information about the product and it will say how many calories are inside. But this will be per serving or per 100 grams or 100 milliliters. So this number on here is probably not going to be the amount of calories in the tin. So for example, this tin is 200 grams, but on the back, all the information about it is per 100 grams. So to get the correct amount of calories in this, you would need to double the amount it says on the back. So watch out for that because sometimes they're a bit cheeky and it will either say per 100 milliliters or per serving. So yeah, that's one way you can overestimate how many calories you're consuming or underestimate how many calories you're consuming. So yeah, there's another one on here. I don't know what the standard is in different countries, but here in China, they use kilojoules instead of calories. So if you have a different number on the back, so this one, yeah, it's kj instead of calories. Yeah, so if yours is in kilojoules instead of calories, you need to divide it by 4.2. So for example, if something has 100 kilojoules in it, divide it by 4.2, you get about 25, so it has 25 calories in. So yeah, difference between calories and kilojoules, they're the same thing, just, yeah, you just need to multiply it or divide it. Okay, so number 4, this one is to plan your meals ahead of time and try to cook in bulk if you can. This one takes a bit more work and a bit more planning, but it's definitely worth it. So for example, sometimes I will buy chicken in big bags and then I will cook loads of different meals with it. It's also very useful because you can freeze them and save them for later. Like if you come home and you're very exhausted and you can't be bothered to cook, you can just take one out of the freezer, put it in the oven for like half an hour and then it's done. So that will save you from temptation, like if you don't know what to eat, you might order like a pizza or something. So if you've got something in the freezer, you can just take it out quickly and then cook it yourself, which is much more convenient, I think. Okay, so that's number 4. We have one more. So number 5, this one is make sure you write down everything you eat. Okay, so there's various different ways to do this. You can write it down on a piece of paper if you want, or like get a notebook, like a notebook diary thing you can write it down in, or you can use an app. That's what I do. I use MyFitnessPal and you can just type in what you eat. So an important one here is just to make sure you log everything you eat, not just like your main meals. So when you're snacking throughout the day, you might just forget to log it, and those are the important ones. That's where it adds up. So for example, you could have, I don't know, Ferrero Rochers lying around your house, which is what I had after Christmas. We had loads of them. And I would just eat a few of those every day, and it really does add up because they're so calorie dense. So if you end up having like 3 of those a day, it's probably like 200 extra calories, which adds up if you keep doing it. So I personally would recommend getting an app to do this for you. So then you can just select breakfast, lunch or dinner, whatever meal you're having, and then you can just type in what you're having at the top. And that's useful because it will also tell you how much protein, how much carbohydrate, how much sugar is in what you're eating. Last one, take into account how much exercise you're doing. So if you're doing a lot of cardio or a lot of weightlifting, for example, you should eat a bit more, but you don't need to overdo it. So if you have, for example, an Apple Watch or a Garmin watch, you can use this to tell you how many calories you've burnt in a workout. But you need to be careful because it's not always super accurate. Like both of these ones I use them together and they give me very different results. So it's not always 100% accurate. So take it with a grain of salt. If it says you've burnt 1,000 calories in 20 minutes, it's probably not right. So use a bit of common sense and yeah, that's it really. So just some final things. If you're calorie counting, it's a very long process. It's all about consistency, not really about the day-to-day changes. So if you weigh yourself every day, don't get upset or discouraged if you weigh a bit more than you did the day before, because there's lots of different factors which could be affecting you, like if you drank a lot of water the night before. And also if you have a really bad day, you, I don't know, go to McDonald's and eat like 10 Big Macs or something. Don't worry too much, just make sure it's not a regular thing and you get back on it the next day. So yeah, consistency is the most important thing. Okay, so that is it for today. I hope you are all well. If you want to see more videos, like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing some running videos and some workout videos, and I am also going to be doing some sort of vlog style videos where I'm going to take my bike out and show you different parts of the city. So yeah, stick around if you want to see those. I'm going to do some Zwift races as well. I've been doing lots of squats and deadlifts in the gym, so I'm hoping to have a bit more power, and I'm losing some weight still. So yeah, if you want to see my progress, like and subscribe. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I do hope you are doing well. So that's it. See you next time. Bye-bye.